New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern did an extraordinarily good job of pointing to a reporter's very silly question and saying, would you be asking me that question if I was a 60-year-old man instead of a younger woman? This is super interesting, and we're going to look at the clip. New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern was doing a joint press conference with the Finnish Prime Minister Sanna Marin, both female leaders, younger than being in their 60s or 70s, as is common in many parts around the world. And the reporter asked, why are you meeting? Is it because you're both younger women? And Jacinda Ardern, among pointing out many other problems with the question, said, is that a question you would ask about why other world leaders meet? Let's take a look at this. This was very nicely handled.
Yeah, a lot of people will be wondering, are you two meeting?
By the way, a lot of people will be wondering, is that actually true? Or is this just a code for, I want to ask this question no matter what, and so I'm saying other people want to know? Who's wondering about that? Here we go.
Yeah, a lot of people will be wondering, are you two meeting just because, you're similar in age and, got a lot of, common stuff there, when you got into politics and stuff? Or can Kiwis actually expect to see more deals between our two countries down the line? Because
my first question is, I wonder whether or not anyone ever asked Barack Obama and John Key if they met because they were of similar age. We, of course, have a higher proportion of men in politics. It's reality. Because two women meet, it's not simply because of the agenda. Finland exports into New Zealand $199 million worth of exports. They have particular technology in companies like Nokia, biofuels, even basic industrial wares that we use in our buildings. You won't be aware that a large number of our elevators come out of Finland, agricultural machinery. New Zealand, on the other hand, is trading about $14 million worth, and it's mostly in wine and beef. There is huge potential between us. The EU FTA is a launch pad for that, but we need to make sure that as nations, we don't just simply go through the motions of a FTA ratification, but that as individual nations, we look for the opportunities to build on that economic agreement. So for me, this is timely. Next year, we're looking to progress that FTA. Our meeting today is a chance alongside the Prime Minister's high-level trade delegation of significant industry leaders. We really leverage the economic opportunities between our two countries. Little would be known about the depth of that relationship or the potential of it, but it's our job to further it, regardless of our gender.
Yeah, we are meeting because we are prime ministers, of course. But as Jacinda said, we have a...
I think you get the point. This is really a perfect example of the type of question that she gets because of her age and gender. And I think it's really important. This is not a show. It's important to me that this is not a show that uncritically repeats tropes that are not actually true. So when you don't hear this too much anymore, but there was a while where it was 77 cents on the dollar. Women make 77 cents on the dollar compared to men. And if I'm going to be using that, I want to know that that's actually accurate. And so we researched it. We spent a while doing the research. We did a long form piece on it, and we found out that really we're talking about 92 cents on the dollar when we look at the gender pay gap. Some part of that gap, presumably due to gender discrimination, and part of it due to other factors. So that's the number I use. I want to have the actual data. This is just a perfect example of a question that you're not going to get. When Trump and who's a 70-something-year-old world leader? I don't know. I mean, listen, Putin's not 70-something. I think he's close to 70. But when Trump and Putin meet, no one thinks to say, are you meeting because you're both white men of a similar age? No, nobody would ask that in any other circumstance like this. In fact, when you see someone like Trudeau and Macron meet, younger men, nobody's asking about whether they're meeting because of their age either. So I think it's really important that we not say that there are isms when they aren't actually there, that we're accurate with the claims that we make, etc. This is just straight up a question that she's getting and that they are getting, both the Finnish and New Zealand Prime Minister. They are getting these questions because of their age and gender, plain and simple.